think the incredible part about the DJ Choices show is that it is real. Kids hear from people who've really experienced this, and they hear about it in a way that's relatable to them.
The music, the lights, the sound is all appropriate. The interviews with all of the victims of the abuse, the speaker, it's all applicable to today, and the students really relate to it. And I highly recommend this program to any school.
All right, when I walked in first, I was thinking to myself that this is going to be another one of those presentations where we're just looking through slides and somebody's talking. You're not exactly engaged in what they're saying, kind of just listening to their words and not really taking it into consideration. But with all of the lights and the music in between, it kept me engaged.
It was very fun and entertaining, enough that it grabbed my attention and all the audience's attention, and yet it was about very serious topics that should be talked about, and I think it was the best assembly that I ever went to.
These problems are real. Like, you hear it on the news of all the opioid problems, but you never realize how often it happens and how easy it can happen to you. And most of the people said they were those kids that never thought it would be them. And then their life is turned around, and then you get into all of these gateway drugs that you never thought you would be using, and they're just regular high school kids when they're growing up.
So I do believe that this program that was brought to our students and all of our students through 7th through 12th grade was a great experience.
The attention from the students was phenomenal. To keep their attention more than 15 minutes is one thing. To have it an hour is outstanding. So I really applaud all the effort that went on in this program.
What's up, guys? This is Bryon Headwell from the band Corn, and I'm here with DJ Choices, and I want you guys to sit back, relax, and enjoy the show.
Williamsport, PA, UPMC's Susquehanna site has treated 36 people for heroin overdoses in just a 24-hour period.
I honestly wasn't sure what to expect. I thought, okay, we're just going to have another lecture on drugs and alcohol because we do this every year. But honestly, it was something really good, and I like how the whole event was centered around like things that kids can relate to these days. Like, they had music that's really popular right now.
Once you put the drinks on hold, maybe you could come back home. John Doe.
I experienced domestic violence. My father was physically abusive to me, so that led to me acting out at a young age, and it just led to me making a whole bunch of bad decisions.
They said it wasn't a gateway drug. My homie was taking subs and he ain't wake up the whole while. These billionaires, they caked up, paying up Congress, so we take their drugs. Murderers who will never face the judge. And we dance into a song about a bass going on, but I've seen homies turn gray, noses draining blood. I could have been gone, our 30s faded in that tub. That's Prince, Michael and Whitney, that's Amy Ledger, Rick MC, that's Yams, that's DJ AM. Goddamn, they're making the killing.
I mean, I can say everybody knows somebody that's been going through what these people have been going through, or know of somebody who knows somebody.
Right after I saw that and I heard these stories, and that was the last straw to for me to just know this is real life, this is reality, and if you mess with something you're not supposed to, you're gonna be in a tough road.
Opiate painkillers were the biggest cause of overdoses. How did we get to this point?
Whatever the cause, some end up shuttling from doctor to doctor, desperate for relief.
Under this pressure, doctors turn to opiate painkillers.
We now find that these medicines are much safer, much more powerful, much more versatile than we used to think. And we feel that they should be used much more liberally for people with all sorts of chronic pain.
Yeah, that wasn't true at all.
Having a screen in front of us is how we learn, which is sad to say, but it's the truth. So I definitely think that getting everyone involved in the music was just so much more enjoyable than listening to someone lecture to us.
I feel like the music and stuff tried to make it relate to us easier because we listen to that music a lot.
I'm not gonna lie, I was pretty impressed with it the whole time. The the way they had the songs and the music videos, and then how they added that with the speakers, I thought it was pretty cool. And plus all the strobe lights and stuff, I honestly liked that. It was pretty trippy. I really liked it. It was pretty cool.
Where do I begin a story that I should not be alive to tell?
Once you put the drinks on hold.
But it didn't take long until, some of my friends would be like, Trish, it's not even a weekend. Like, why are you drinking on a Wednesday? I had to go do time. Hard time. For using drugs.
I think a lot of kids fail to realize how bad drugs can be. And when we normally have the school assemblies, we kind of blow it off, but this is a really more inspirational way to kind of get the message across. And hopefully a lot of kids can, open their eyes and basically want to change and just know that it's not just weed or alcohol, but it goes beyond that afterwards.
I was partying a lot, drinking alcohol, smoking weed. In December 2011, I attempted suicide. I severed 4 tendons in my left wrist. I was committed to a mental ward and placed on prescription painkillers for my injuries. Within a few days, I found myself no longer taking pills for the pain. I was abusing them to get high.
They pause the story halfway, and you keep wanting to hear more.
It was kind of scary just to know that people from this area have had things like this happen to them, and it really got me aware of what's happening around us, and it's more common than what people think.
Last year I wasn't expecting to be at a funeral of my cousins who overdosed.
These four walls understand. Sort of emptiness in the key. Trying to breathe. It's a different kind of hurt. It's a different kind of lonely.
So the officer came in the house, and I knew, and I remember covering my ears and just screaming, "Don't say it, don't say it." And he kept saying, "Ma'am, ma'am." And I'm just telling him, "Don't say it," because I just felt like if he doesn't say it, maybe it's not true. And he finally said, "Ma'am, your son is deceased."
It kind of hit home when I found out my aunt overdosed this weekend.
And then it really hits you when the woman's son dies.
Watching how Paula lost her son, I can just see my aunt what if she didn't make it, and that's what kind of got to me and scared me.
At our school here in our community, we have lost a lot of kids, to heroin overdoses, opiate abuse.
It really is a problem around here. I know because my cousin died of an overdose in July.
I think this assembly here was actually really, really great. I think a lot of us kids, they really paid a lot of attention to it. It was a nice, appealing way to keep the kids' attention with the lights and showing them, keeping everyone focused. And
coming in here, everyone's oh, this is gonna be stupid. But everyone completely they shut their mouths
and I feel people really responded to it well. I saw people cry.
It opened my eyes. It opened everyone's eyes around me.
And as administrators, school administrators, our litmus test is when there's a pause in the program, if we don't hear students talking, laughing, messing around, we feel that the program has really gained their attention, and this program without a doubt has gained their attention.
So I feel everyone in the room was touched.
I learned more from this and their experiences than any other one that we've had here.
Hey guys, I hope you enjoyed the show. Make sure to visit DJ Choice's website. There's resources on prevention and recovery. So I love you guys. I'm in this fight with you and never give up.
Seeing this guy come out and talk about his story was awesome. I think everyone was surprised.
What really struck me was that the speakers who were in the video and who talked to us afterward, they were from the area.
Honestly, I got something from this, and I actually want to apply it to my life.
I believe that one of the best parts about it were the people that were involved. Not only did they see them on the screen, but then they got to meet them too, and those people shared their stories, emotional as they were. I think that it really touched a lot of students in our building, and I thank you all for coming.
I mean, personally, I've been impacted by drugs and alcohol, so I understand, and to have someone firsthand come in was really nice to hear their story.
While I was up there, they were intrigued, they were tuned in, but even more so for me is when it finished, because everybody came up asking questions, talking to me, thanking me, saying how it was an inspiration, saying how they have families struggling. One of the girls came up to me and told me she has some issues, and I was able to take her to a teacher so she can address those issues with the teacher. Another young lady just came up to me right before I came to speak to you guys, and she told me that she's headed down the same path. She can see herself heading down the same path as far as using drugs, and she wanted some help. So it's extremely important, and it's beneficial to these kids because they need somebody that can speak to them and relate to them on a basis.
It showed us what opioids really are and what they can do to you, and I think it was a really good message to show the kids.
I did not have any part of me that did not want to pay attention.
I'm really inspired to do better and help the people around us because you never know what the people are going through.
It definitely taught me not to grow up with fighting a negative experience with another negative experience, and I definitely appreciate that.
It touched everybody, and I think it was a good message to send to all of us, so thank you guys.
The message is right as far as what happens when you use drugs, but also it was received very well. I would encourage my colleagues, any other public officials, to reach out to DJ Choices, our school districts, and see if they can't get this program into their school and reach their students so that we can impact lives.